Because of the Orthodox being suppressed and confused, therefore, there has been no challenge mounted to witchcraft, sorcery, and magic. The decriminalization and legitimizing of magic in society, witchcraft, and other dark arts have made disbelief or rejection of magic or items of magic or sorcery, those things have been made to appear as if they are discrimination. Therefore, if someone should speak against magic or sorcery or those that use it, they are viewed as discriminating in a pluralist, multicultural society against those that freely choose to practice their own religion. Magic was decriminalized in the United Kingdom in 1951 due to the case of a witch by the name of Helen Duncan, who won popular support of the people and was hailed as a folk hero. After 400 years of magic, sorcery, occultism, and witchcraft being banned from use and being learned, this ban was lifted. Magic then began the long road to legitimacy and acceptance in society. The third reason why all of this is coming about and why magic is so powerful in this time is that our leaders are inept. Many of our community leaders are so pathetically inept that they are fighting and crossing hairs and splitting hairs over issues so mundane, so actually small and petty, that black magic and dark arts are rising in their midst. Some of them have even children that are involved in these things, and they refuse to address black magic. They refuse to address sorcery. They refuse to address other dark and occult arts existing in the society that they are in. This inept leadership, this consistent fighting between Orthodox Muslims, has caused confusion in the minds of Muslims, as well as those who are not Muslims, observing the characters and actions of the Muslims from the outside. To them, sorcery, witchcraft, magic, and the occult represent a unified, accepted, cogent, practicable, and modern way of thinking and preaching that is something that these Muslim leaders do not have. So due to the fractious behavior and hair splitting over small issues, we have actually driven Muslims further from Islam into the arms of the occult, and driven those who may be interested in Islam further from Islam and further into Satanism and sorcery than they already were at that time. We have preachers that are preaching orthodoxy. They are preaching the Orthodox faith. Yet, they do not receive the help that they need. They do not receive the backing that they deserve. Because what they are saying is a bitter pill to swallow, and sometimes cannot be tolerated by those who are in positions of leadership that fear for their authority. Therefore, rather than allow their authority to be questioned, they suppress genuine Orthodox theology, the Orthodox preaching of the faith. They suppress that, and by doing so believe that they are protecting and cementing their positions. By doing this, they have actually multiplied the problem and made it worse than really it could have ever been. By suppressing the orthodox theology, there have been some Muslims that have actually as well entered headlong into the occult, believing that there is nothing wrong with it, as there has been no clear message and no foundational point given to show that it is wrong. In addition to this, there have even been some sinister-hearted people that have gone to the lengths of justifying witchcraft and sorcery and twisting verses in the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to actually justify the use of sorcery, magic, the occult, and other dark arts. The fifth reason why magic is so powerful and where this is coming from is that we have trustees of masjids that are stealing money and emasculating the imams from actually preaching the message. Therefore, there are those that want to preach the Orthodox faith. They desire to preach the Orthodox faith. They haven't begun yet, but they desire to preach the Orthodox faith. And the moment that they bring this to the attention of the custodians or the trustees or the autocratic panel of people sitting in these masjids, they are warned that their employment is in danger and they will be physically removed from what position they have if they dare to rock the boat, to speak out, or to use anything that may endanger or bring controversy to the masjids. So we have an entire subclass of people that live in fear of their life, that if they speak out and they preach against these evil, sinister forces in the society, that they will be demoted from their jobs and publicly held up for humiliation. The sixth reason is we have a society that we are living in that is at war with itself. You have the dark forces of Shaitan and his minions that have brought in a society that is at war with itself. You have a school system that is at war with itself. All religions have been given equal footing. Satanism, the worship of idols, the worship of animals, the self-worship of sexual hedonism, all of these things have been exalted and given the green light as freedom, democracy, brotherhood, and all types of earthly titles that are pleasing to the ears of those that hear them. So they have been given the green light to do these things. The seventh point that is also important for us to understand is that those that are actually looking into witchcraft and the occult and dark forces, they are doing so due to a desire for certainty and hope. In the schools, evolution as taught from the books is the truth of the origins of humanity, and the rise of so-called empirical evidence has destroyed and ransacked every single last shred of belief in the unseen and the supernatural. Therefore, anything that cannot directly be held by the six senses of the human experience is rejected.